Hello, class. So this is my video submission for week 7, I guess 7.06 working with a client assignment. So I'll say this much about working with the client. For one, I loved it because although it was a simulation, it gave us as the creators kind of a template, if you will, as to how we will be working with clients in the future regarding website building. Also, what I really loved about working directly with the client was the fact that Harry Doppelganger really did communicate his wants, his needs, things like that, as far as his website for the B&Bs. Yeah, 1 second. 1 second. This because I did take a ton of notes when we first got this assignment. He was basically clear and concise on his wants, his needs. He expressed that he wanted it to be a professional website. He also expressed the quantity. So I know for our B&B projects, we were given 4 locations altogether that we had to create for Harry Doppelganger. I also like the fact that he gave us some ideas as far as what to include within the taskbar as far as client navigation. Some of the client extras that I learned because I actually did speak with Harry Doppelganger on the side, just through Professor Lively, making sure I was communicating the client's needs within my project. He did state that his B&Bs were in the mountains near the coast in the city. He wanted a personal touch video to go along with it, as well as including that it was a family business. That was important because it helped add the personal touches as far as visual direction for the client. That really helped me navigate with my sitemap as well as with my sitemap and with I'm sorry, I just drew my wireframe. So with talking to him on the side, I got a little bit more detail as to what it was he was looking for in regards to his B&Bs. One of the questions that it asks is, what did I dislike about it? What I disliked about it, I would say, was honestly the coding process, because everything is online. It is pretty much self-taught. Not gonna lie, coding was very hard. Coding was very hard for me. Understanding CSS. It wasn't even the HTML format. It was more so CSS and, the bells and whistles that kind of gave it the extra oomph. That was the only thing that I would show having an issue with. And that simply can be resolved for future clients simply by going back, reviewing the modules, making sure I understand. I even start creating my own little fake website on my own just to make sure I'm still in the know of everything as far as retaining the information. I did create me a little fake website for my personal business, which is Third Eyelash Company. So that was one of the things I dislike. Some of the best practices that I found with associating with the client, one was communication. Always making sure you're communicating to the client, letting them know where you're at, where you're stuck at. If you need some direction as far as creating, if you need some input as far as what it is that they're looking for, that's one thing. Also, making sure that you show consistency amongst each web page, because a lot of the times, especially me, I am a creative, and sometimes it's hard placing my thoughts onto paper, and I'll find myself, one page will look a certain way and then another page will look a totally different way because visually I saw it in a different aesthetic. So making sure that you're consistent across the board. And also, honesty. Honesty is the best practice. One thing that I did enjoy about this project with working with Mr. Doppelganger is he was aware that I did not know what I was doing from the beginning. He knew that this is my first time at the rodeo, but with each submission on my project, I was provided great feedback. I was provided just excellent feedback from my peers as well as from Professor Lively and from Mr. Doppelganger himself. So that was really a plus because I literally started this knowing absolutely nothing about coding, and fast forward, I'm almost at the finish line with creating a web page for a client, which would be my first ever project. So that's cool. And lastly, based on this course, did I find the client simulation to be valuable? Honestly, yes. I felt that this again, it gives us a chance to get our feet wet as far as in the future when we actually have to do this for clients. And so having that simulation of a pretend client, telling you what they were looking for, what they wanted visually, where they saw, their web page going. It was kind of cool because it actually felt like I was working with a real client, even though I know this is for my grade. I now know how to handle clients in the future. So that was cool. I would say all in all, this is by far one of the coolest classes I've had due to a lot of stuff as far as my personal and mental health. I did get behind a bit, but if I could take this class all over again, I totally would. If I could do it all over again, I would, simply because it was fun, it was engaging, it was learning. I had a bunch of teachable moments. I networked with a lot of my peers to get some questions asked and answered, and I don't see there being any negative pushback as far as having that simulation. It actually makes you feel as if you're really working directly with the client. So that was pretty much that. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see y'all later.